Good afternoon, all student.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, sir. Happy Sunday. We are meeting in Sunday. So thank you for joining this class. Okay, share my slide. So start with sequence impedances. I think we have discussed sequence network. Okay. Now in continuation with the sequence network, that is the positive sequence network, negative sequence network, and zero sequence network, there are corresponding impedances. Okay. We have understood that how to calculate the all the sequence component current. We know that how to calculate the all sequence component voltages. Now the point will come that how to calculate the or what are the basically sequence impedances. That has to be known clearly. So we have prior to starting this particular sequence impedance, every network, let us say a positive sequence component or the negative sequence component or the zero sequence component, either it may be a current or a voltage. If there is the existence of the current, obviously there will be existence of the impedance. So impedance will be there, yes or no? If the current is existing, then the impedance will be there, yes or no? Do you think that if, let us say, a potential or current, if it is existing, then obviously there should be some impedance in the circuit? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Otherwise, the current would be infinite. Just it's a very simple thing. Very simple thing. Just try to understand. So current is what? Current is, that is, current is V by Z. So if your Z is 0, so what will happen? The I will be, it tends to infinity. So obviously there should be some existence of this impedance. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this sequence component impedances, it is also existing in the circuit. Okay, so we'll see that. So the impedance which any piece of equipment offers to positive sequence current will not necessarily be the same as offered to the negative sequence current or the zero sequence. So you have to understand that this positive sequence impedance and the negative sequence or the zero sequence, these all impedances may not be equal. Okay, because we know that the positive sequence current, negative sequence current, and the zero sequence current, they are also not equals. They are also different. So their sequence impedances will be also different. So therefore, in unsymmetrical fault calculation, each piece of equipment will have three values of the impedances, one corresponding to each sequence current. So that means each network, let us say we'll say that these three are the networks. One is the positive sequence network, another is the negative sequence network, and our third one is the zero sequence network. So each network, it is associated with three sequence impedances. Now these three sequence impedances may not have the equal value because their currents are different. So if the currents are different, so we have to understand that their sequence impedances will be also different. Okay, so there are three sequence impedances are there. One is the positive sequence impedance, second is the negative sequence impedance, and third one is the zero sequence impedance. So these are the three impedances which is placed in the network. Now the impedance offered by an equipment or the circuit to positive sequence current is called the positive sequence impedance and is represented by Z1. So that means the sequence impedance, which is which is actually offering the impedance towards the positive sequence current, that is known as the positive sequence impedance. Similarly, the impedance is offered any circuit or equipment to a negative and zero sequence current. It is also called the negative sequence impedance or the zero sequence impedance. So there is we will understand that basically the definition of the impedance itself, it clarifies that if any current, if any current is obstructed by some let us say quantity, which is basically the impedance or the resistance. Okay, so in this case, when it is obstructed or it is, let us say, giving the some let us say hindrance to flow that in that particular path. So in that case, we will say that it is creating it is basically the existence of the impedance. So when it is offering the hindrance or let us say the obstruction towards the positive sequence current, it is called the positive sequence impedance. When it is creating the obstruction towards the negative sequence current, so then it will be negative sequence impedance, and similarly for the zero sequence impedance also. Now, the following points may be noted. First one is that in a three-phase balance system, each of the equipment or the circuit offers only one impedance, that is the one offered to the positive or normal sequence current. This is expected because of the absence of the negative and zero sequence current in the three-phase balance system. We have to understand this thing. So, in case of a let us say positive say balance system, in case of a balance system, when we have a balance system, that time the negative sequence and the zero sequence component, these two will be absent. Okay, but the positive sequence component will be only present. Okay, so I will go to the board and I will just clarify something. Okay, so let us say we normally classify this particular electrical system, any kind of electrical system, it is classified into two categories. One is your balance system. It is a balance system, and then there is a unbalanced system. There is a unbalanced system. Now, balance system, for the balance system, we have to understand that it is only positive sequence component will be present. But whereas for the unbalanced system, we have to understand that there will be positive sequence, there will be negative sequence, and there will be zero sequence. This diagram itself, it is clear that in which network, which kind of sequence impedance will be present.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now the second, in a three-phase unbalanced system, each piece of equipment or the circuit will have three values of the impedance: positive sequence impedance, negative sequence impedance, and the zero sequence impedance. So we know that for the unbalanced system, there will be three sequence impedance will be present. The positive and the negative sequence impedances of linear, symmetrical, and static circuits, like let us say the transmission lines, cables, transformers, and static loads are equal and are the same as those used in the analysis for the balance condition. So we have to understand that for positive and negative sequence impedance, these two are equal in case of transmission cables and transformers. Okay, this will be equal, but it is not always true that this positive sequence impedance and the negative sequence impedance, these both will be equal. That is not always true. But for the sum of the equipments like transmission lines, cables, transformers, static loads, for these equipments, these loads are basically, these particular sequence impedances are equal. Now, this is due to the fact that the impedance of such circuit is independent of the phase order, provided the applied voltages are balanced. So, if the applied voltages are balanced, then obviously it will not depend on the phase. Now, it may be noted that the positive and negative sequence impedances of rotating machines. So, there are some rotating machines like synchronous machine, induction motors. These are also different. So, we have to understand for that transmission line, cables, okay, or any static loads, okay, transformers, for them, these positive sequence and negative sequence impedances are equal, but for synchronous machine, induction motors, these positive sequence impedance and the negative sequence impedance, they are not equal. So I'll go to the board, I will just list it so that later on you can remember. So we have to understand that there is a first case, that is case 1, positive sequence positive sequence network, positive sequence impedance, sorry, it's not a network, positive sequence impedance is equal to negative sequence impedance. Now, this is true when for transmission lines, then for electrical cables or for transformers, or it is also for static loads. For these cases, this positive sequence impedance will be equal to the negative sequence impedance. Okay, but this is not true if you take the case 2, that is positive sequence impedance, it is not equal to negative sequence impedance. So for which cases? It is for synchronous machines, induction motors. So for these cases, these sequence impedance are not equal. Is it clear? Any doubt? Any doubt?
No, sir. No, sir.
Fine. So the zero sequence impedance depends upon the paths taken by the zero sequence current. So we'll see that later on, that how the zero sequence it will affect. As this path is generally different from the path taken by the positive and the negative sequence current, therefore, zero sequence impedance is usually different from positive or the negative sequence. So this is kindly something different. The zero sequence component of the current, it is different because it is taking some different path. That's why it is different. Now, next is the sequence impedance of the power system elements. So we'll just have a gist of that. What will be the sequence impedances of different power system equipments? So we'll try to understand that. So the concept of impedances of various elements of power system like generators, transformers, transmission lines, etc. Two positive, negative, and zero sequence current is of considerable importance in determining the fault currents in the three-phase unbalanced system. So we are gradually now entering into the domain that the three-phase unsymmetrical analysis, and we will be going to calculate if there is some unsymmetrical fault occurs in the system, how to deal with those particular network. Okay, so in that particular case, we have to first know the understanding of the symmetrical component theory, and when we know the symmetrical component theory, we have to know for the different power system equipment, like let us say the generators, like let us say transformers, transmission line. For those equipments, what is the positive sequence, negative sequence, and zero sequence component of the current will be there, and based on that, we can basically calculate the actual fault current which is appearing in the system. Now, the following main three pieces of equipment will be considered. First is the synchronous generator, second is the transformers, and third is the transmission lines. So these are the main equipment, because from the generator, the power is generated. After that, there will be a transformer, which is actually used for the stepping up the voltage. And at the receiving end also, we are stepping down that voltage with the help of transformers. And then in between, we have the transmission lines. So those transmission lines are the long transmission line or the lossy transmission lines. And for those cases, we have to understand how to consider the sequence network, so that we'll consider this. Now, for the synchronous generator, the positive, negative, and zero sequence impedances of rotating machines are generally different. The positive sequence impedance of a synchronous generator is equal to the synchronous impedance of the machine. So the negative than the positive sequence impedance. So it is less than the basically positive sequence impedance. So we have to understand that for a rotating machine, that is the synchronous generator, it is different. It is different. These values, positive sequence impedance, negative sequence impedance, and the zero sequence impedances, these are different. But we have to understand that this positive sequence impedance of the synchronous generator, it is equal to the synchronous impedance of the machine. Do you know what is the synchronous impedance of the machine? Anyone? Do you know what is the how to calculate the synchronous impedance? There is a procedure, specific procedure to calculate the synchronous impedance of a synchronous machine. Anyone can tell how to calculate the synchronous impedance? Or what is synchronous impedance?
Yes, sir.
What is synchronous impedance? Please tell me. Anyone? What is the synchronous impedance? What is that? Please tell me. Are you familiar or not? Just tell me you are familiar with the synchronous impedance term? Huh?
Combination of cycles,
Yeah.
synchronous resistance and synchronous reactance, sir.
What is that? Once again, you repeat. What is
The
that?
combination of synchronous resistance and synchronous reactance.
Combination of synchronous resistance and reactance. And you know the process, how to calculate that synchronous impedance of the synchronous machine? I think it is discussed in your class, na? This particular topic. Huh?
Yes, sir.
Electrical machine. Under electrical
JPF method, zero power factor method, and
zero power factor method, and
yes, sir.
another method,
Portier
triangle. Correct. Very good.
Portier triangle.
And other method, Portier triangle is correct.
MMF method also, sir.
MMF method is also correct. Very good. Very good. It is correct. So that is the way we can calculate the synchronous impedance. Now this synchronous impedance will be equal to that whatever you have calculated in electrical machines, that synchronous impedance, this will be equal to your positive sequence impedance of the synchronous generator. So in the power system, this positive sequence impedance will be equal to the synchronous impedance of the machines. Now the zero sequence impedance is a variable item, and if its value is not given, it may be assumed to be equal to the positive sequence impedance. If something is not given, that time you have to assume that is equal to the positive sequence impedance. So in short, negative sequence impedance is less than the positive sequence impedance. This we have to understand first clearly, that in a synchronous generator, the negative sequence impedance will be less than the positive sequence impedance, and zero sequence impedance, it is a variable item. If nothing is given, then we have to take this may be taken as a positive sequence impedance if its value is not given. So this is a basically thumb rule, or in short, we have to understand that how to consider the sequence impedance in case of a synchronous generator. Okay, this is clear for the generator. Is it clear how to consider the sequence impedance of a generator? Huh? Clear or not? Please tell me. This is a theoretical portion. Are you here? This clear for synchronous generator? How to consider the sequence impedances? Yes or no? Please tell me.
Yes, sir.
It is clear, na?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. Then we'll consider the next element, that is the transformer. So for the transformer, it have since transformer have the same impedances with reverse phase rotation, their positive and negative sequence impedances are equal, and this being equal to the impedance of the transformer. So a few minutes back we have seen that for the transformer, the positive sequence impedance will be equal to your negative sequence impedance. However, the zero sequence impedance depends upon the earth connection. So in case of a, let us say, transformer earthing connection, so if it is a delta connection, so there will not be concept of any neutral in delta. So if there is a delta connection, there is no concept of neutral, there is no concept of zero sequence current. So zero sequence current will only exist if there is a neutral connection is there. So for the delta connected circuit, there is no concept of this particular the zero sequence component of the current. So if there is a through circuit for each current, zero sequence impedance will be equal to the positive sequence impedance, otherwise it will be finite. So if something is given, it's fine. If it is nothing is given, you have to consider that if that zero sequence impedance will be equal to your positive sequence impedance. So in short, what can be written? Positive sequence impedance equal to negative sequence impedance for the in case of a transformer, and that is equal to basically impedance of the transformer. And the zero sequence impedance will be equal to the positive sequence impedance if there is a circuit for the earth current, and infinite if there is no through circuit for the earth current. Means if there is nothing is no connection is given, it is basically infinite with zero sequence impedance. Now for the transmission line, a few minutes back I have discussed that for the transmission line, the positive sequence impedance will be equal to your negative sequence impedance. So the positive sequence and negative sequence impedance of a line are the same, and this value being equal to the normal impedance of the line. So we have seen that thing, that positive sequence impedance equal to the negative sequence impedance of a transmission line. And this is expected because the phase rotation of the current does not make any difference in the constants of the line. Okay. However, the zero sequence impedance is usually much greater than the positive or the negative sequence impedance. So we have to understand in this case that the zero sequence impedance is usually much greater than the positive and negative sequence. So in case of a transmission line, this is the one thing we have to understand, or we have to remember, that the zero sequence component of the impedance is much greater than the positive sequence impedance as well as the negative sequence impedance. So in short, we can summarize, that is the positive sequence impedance equal to the negative sequence impedance of in case of a transmission line, and that is equal to the impedance of the line. And next is the zero sequence impedance. It is again variable item and may be taken as the 3 times the positive sequence impedance if the value is not given. So for the transmission line, this value is very high. This value is very high for the transmission line, and that's why the zero sequence component of the impedance will be equal to the 3 times of the positive sequence impedance. Now next is the analysis of the unsymmetrical fault. So how to perform the analysis of the unsymmetrical fault? Okay, so we have to understand that step-by-step process, that what are the different steps are there for the unsymmetrical fault analysis. So in the analysis of the unsymmetrical fault, the following assumption will be made. First is the generated EMF system is of the positive sequence only. So we have to assume first thing is that the generated EMF, there will be a generator obviously in the network, otherwise that particular network will not be able to supply the current. So the generated EMF of the system will be of the positive sequence only. Only will consider the positive sequence. Okay, positive sequence EMF will be only considered. Second, no current flows in the network other than the due to fault, and load currents are here neglected. So we are assuming there is no load because the fault has occurred, unsymmetrical fault has occurred. So only the load current will flow, and the impedance of the fault is 0. In this case, the impedance of the fault, that is equal to 0, and phase R shall be taken as the reference phase. You have to understand this thing. The phase R, always we will assume that R phase is taken as the reference, and based on that, the Y and B phases, the other currents, other phases current will be calculated. So these are the basically basic assumption for the unsymmetrical fault analysis. Now, in each case of the unsymmetrical fault, EMFs per phase are denoted by, normally we have to denote this thing by ER, EY, and EB, and the terminal voltage per phase, it is denoted by VR, EY, and EB. So we have to remember that the internal EMF or the per phase EMFs, it is denoted by ER, EY, and EB, and the terminal voltage, whatever voltage is available across the terminal. Because why we are considering this internal EMF? Because at a generator, that is the voltage is generated, so we have to consider the internal EMF, and the generated voltage is here considered as the internal EMF. Okay, and terminal voltage is basically whatever voltage is available across the terminal of the generator. So that is VR, EY, and EB. Now let us consider a single line to ground fault has occurred. Okay, so let us consider a system where, let us say, a single line to a ground fault has occurred, and we need to calculate what should be the what should be the fault current. Okay, that we are basically going to calculate. Okay, so we'll see that how to do this thing. So I will draw first the let us say the diagram first. Okay, I will just draw this diagram so that it will be clear for you. So there is a fault has occurred here, and this is grounded. Okay, and we have a neutral wire. We have a neutral wire, and that is basically R. So there will be a connection between this R. Okay, this is your neutral. So here there will be a current, that is IR, and this current will be equal to I0 plus I1 plus I2. Obviously, three sequence component current, and this will be your IY. As there is a fault has occurred, this is open circuited, so this will be 0. And IB, that is also 0. Yes or no? This diagram is clear? This diagram, any doubt?
No, sir.
Okay, fine. So you see here also, these are the potentials between R phase R and N. The potential is ER. Between Y and N, it is EY, and B and N, it is EP. Okay, and obviously they are with respect to the neutral, the voltage is VR, terminal voltage. These are terminal voltage, and this is VY and this is VB. Okay, so with respect to the neutral. Okay, now you see here your VR equal to 0. Why VR equal to 0? Anyone can suggest why VR equal to 0? Why VR equal to 0? Anyone, please tell me.
It's ground, sir.
This is ground terminal, sir.
Yeah, this is ground actually, correct. So that means, you see, this R phase is grounded. R phase, there is a fault. Fault has occurred in the R phase, so it is grounded. R phase is grounded. So when R phase is grounded, that means this will be your VR equal to 0. Okay, your IB equal to 0, that is open circuited, and IY equal to 0. Okay, so from here we can write that I naught equal to 1/3 of IR plus IY plus IB. So IB and IY, this is equal to 0. So this is equal to 1/3 I. Yes or no? Any problem on this step? Please tell me. If you have any problem, then please tell me. I naught equal to 1/3 IR.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So I1 equal to what? This is 1/3 IR. Then this will be A into IY. Yes or no? Am I writing anything wrong?
No, sir.
Correct. So IY and IB will be equal to 0. So this will be equal to 1/3 IR. Similarly, I2, this is equal to 1/3 IR plus A square into IY plus A into IB. So here IY and IB, these two are equal to 0. So this will be equal to 1/3 IR. So that means from here we can write I naught equal to I1 equal to I2 equal to 1/3 IR. So can you assume that which type of connection it is possible? I naught is the zero sequence current, I1 equal to positive sequence current, and I2 equal to your negative sequence current, and this is equal to your 1/3 IR. So how the sequence component network will be connected means we can understand from this particular derivation that positive sequence current equal to negative sequence current equal to your zero sequence current. So if these three currents are equal, then what we can say from this particular network configuration, how these three sequence network will be connected. If the current remains same, क्या होगा? How this network?
Balance.
Huh? There will be. Please tell me. How this network will be connected? Positive sequence and zero sequence network. If the currents are equal.
Balance.
Huh? Balanced. No, that will be connected in series because current remains same. Current remains same. So you see here I0 equal to 1/3 IR, I1 equal to 1/3 IR, and I2 equal to 1/3. So these three are same. So we can understand that these three sequence network will be connected in series. So how to connect this thing? We have to understand here. You see, this is your positive sequence impedance Z1, this is your negative sequence impedance, and it is zero sequence impedance. So these three sequence impedances, they are connected in series. Now we have to understand from here, let us say this ER equal to your I1 Z1 plus I2 Z2 plus IR I0 Z0 plus VR, because the internal EMF will be equal to terminal voltage plus voltage drop across all sequence network. So that is I1 Z1 plus I2 Z2 plus I0 Z0. Now here, yes or no? Here is clear? This expression.
Yes, sir.
Huh?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So VR equal to 0, because from here we can understand VR equal to 0. So VR 0 and I1 equal to I2 equal to I0. Because from here we can see this I0 equal to I1 equal to I2 equal to 1/3 IR. So all are equal basically. So you can write ER equal to I0 into Z1 plus Z1 plus Z2 plus Z0. So I0 will be equal to ER by Z1 plus Z2 plus Z0. So I0 you have calculated. Now what is the relation between this fault current and this neutral the zero sequence current? That will be 3 times of that. That will be 3 times of that.
Yes, sir.
So this will be 3 into ER by Z1 plus Z2 plus Z0. So that means if you want to represent this particular expression in terms of sequence network, so you will have a source of 3 ER and we have a 3 impedances Z1, Z2 and Z0. Okay, so they are connected in series. So IR will be equal to 3 ER by Z1 plus Z2 plus Z0 plus 3 ZE is basically if you have a fault impedance, so that will be 3 times of your neutral impedance. Okay. So we'll consider up to this point, and now I will share you the attendance. Okay. So please put your attendance. All of you, please put your attendance.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Is it over? Is it over? Anyone? Shall I stop share this thing? Attendance is over, na?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I'll stop share this thing. Thank you for attending this class. Okay. We'll meet tomorrow again in a scheduled class. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
This meeting.
Thank you, sir.